You smell what the flock is cooking. Flock up and flock off. Not you stick around, because it's about to go down. You know, flock with the most energetic ain't in the Eagleverse. You know what we like to do around this time, about this time, at this time. It's a Maniac Monday. What the flock is up, y'all. Let's get in here. So many things are going over this week, and so many things to get into going forward. And it's just a beautiful time, as it always is. It's always a great time to be a flocking Eagles fan, flying in the Eagleverse, being down with the Bird Gang, being part of the Eagles Nation, and all of that. At least it is for me, man. Especially on a Maniac Monday. I don't know, because it's just so much to get into now that we back in here, man. A few things you're going to see me looking back and forth. I don't got the bat phone with me today and da-da-da, so we trying something new over here. You know, like I said, we always do this thing on the fly, trying new things out to see what's flocking up, right? You heard me? So check it out. We're going to get into, because I don't have it, and I can't just pop it in right now. I don't have it written down, so we're probably going to get into this first. We're going to talk about the cap space, what to do with it, and there's a few dudes that I want to talk to. You already know where we're about to go with this, but right off the top, then we're going to get into a little bit of Kenny Pickett, Justin Fields, and stuff like that. I saw something else in here. Stop mixing and da-da-da. Things to get into. Oh, yeah, Devin White. A little bit of Devin White. I mean, just a little bit more Devin White. I know it's just wild, the things. And I'm starting to see more things leaning towards how it's better for us. Whatever the case may be, let's get the Nets keeping out of the way, man. Let's keep the maniac thing. Let's keep it all in all. Please like and subscribe if you like about that Fly Eagles Fly. Drop a comment in that box if you flying with the flock, and even if you're not. Fly Eagles Fly. Let's flock and fly. And while that's the Maniac thing, oh no, please like and subscribe if you about that Fly Eagles Fly. Drop a comment in the box if you're flying with the flock. Do remember, join that Maniac thing. Know again, you hit that bell, you get a bang when I'm on this YouTube thing. A lot of it's crazy. It's a wild Maniac Monday. We coming off of the St. Kelly Green Day, you know what I mean? St. Patrick's Day and all of that. So I'm a bit spinning, you know what I mean? Like a maniac is prone to do sometimes. It is what it is. And while that's the Maniac thing, let's keep the main thing. Hope this video finds you in good vibes, good tides. If you're not there, hope this helps you get there, because we about to go there. Oh yeah, let's freaking fly. Oh yeah, fly skies. What the flock is we talking about? You already know, man. So we get that all out of the way. So, except this is straight off the cuff. This is freestyle right here, right now. We got the salary cap space right now. It's just wild. Oh, see, look at this. This is crazy. Oh, we getting alerts from the Eagles. What? Oh, future RBs right here. What are we talking about? It's crazy. It's wild. Oh my gosh, I'm getting updates all over the place. This is nuts. So check it out. Yeah, it's gonna take a while. It's a lot of sensory overload going on right now for the Eagle Maniac. I'm not used to all of this going on around at this time. It's just me, usually anyway. So boom. We've got this salary cap space, and there's so much of it. We all know that HOWiE knows what to do with this. We're working with his man, Jeff Staban Laurie, right? You know? HOWiE busting the stupid dope moves with this money. After all of these acquisitions that he's made, I had to do a double take over the weekend, because I'm looking at the cap space. I'm like, no, this just can't be. I'm waiting for it to update. But I'm hearing it across the board. I'm hearing through other outlets. I'm hearing that it is wild. It is crazy. We are still fourth. Top 4 in the league as far as salary salary. Salary cap space goals. I saw my man Ocho Cinco do this week. Let me slow it down. I'm a little excited. It's just, you know me, man. I love flock with the flock. So check it out. Number 4, as far as salary cap space goes, $39 million in salary cap space, bro. And I mean, the question is, what do we do with this salary cap space? We have some guys that we want to lock up, right? And it's looking more and more. Well, first things first. This is the easy one, the simple one. Let's get this out of the way. I'd rather take care of it now than later. Much like a lot of people are saying, it'll cost us a lot less now than it will later. But at the end of the day, it takes 2 to tango. That is structuring, restructuring, re-signing, extending Devontae Smith, Smitty, the Slim Reaper, and all that, Mr. DVS. We want this to be for the lowest, we want to get it for the low. Why wouldn't we? We a team, even though we love Devontae Smith, we want to get the most he can, right? So it's a double-edged sword. What are we going to do with this? So we have Devontae Smith, and he would need, we want to sign him right now. The fans, I imagine the team wants to re-sign him right now. They want to extend that contract, get him for, say, something around like 25, 4 years, whatever the case may be. Devontae Smith, dude. I mean, if you look at the production and you look at the numbers, I mean, the percentage, the completion percentage going to him and Goddard is just ridiculous. Markedly lower with A.J. Brown. Whatever the case may be, I don't give a damn about that, because when we put the ball in A.J. Brown's hands, we win. So that's a whole other can of beans, nothing I really want to get into. Just thinking as far as the fact of the youth that we have with Devontae Smith and the completion percentage that we have when Jalen Hurts throws to him, like, Dude, it makes all the sense in the world to get this wrapped up right now. But like I said, it takes two to tango. So his representation would have to want to extend him right now as opposed to next year when he will probably get a stupid bag. You know how I like to do this, man. I'm on the fly and I'm a little bit OCD with it. Regardless of what, right? So we've got that going on. And that's the easy one. Pretty much set in stone that we're going to extend him, whether this year, next year, whenever it may be. Much like I said, though, it takes two to tango. The one that is in question, I mean, it feels real shaky. And then when you start thinking about how crowded this defensive end room is getting, you're thinking we're leaning further and further away from re-signing our boy, a hometown boy, Haason Reddick, the weapon of Haas destruction. We need to keep him on this side of things because I would hate to see us going against him. But a lot of things are working against that right now. So we see the restructuring of Josh Sweat. Josh Sweat basically restructured his deal to work out, so that to the extent that he'll be on a proven year this year. Took a $4 million, I believe, pay cut, but he got, I believe, $10 million in guaranteed money. Boom, give it to me up front. Let's go. Then we also signed Bryce Huff. Bryce Huff is here for the next 3 years, giving him about $17 million a year. Cool, cool, cool. So you're like, that's great, that's cool. So what are you talking about, Eagle Maniac? So then we have Brandon Graham over here in this defensive end room, albeit we know that's for a year. He's much in the capacity of a player-coach type move, like, right? Regardless of what, and he's going to, we know he's going to be productive. He's a great leader to have. He's going to offer us so much in the way of just everything that he brings to the table. We're talking about a leader. We're talking about a performer. We're talking about energy. We're talking about all kinds of things that he brings to the room. So I don't want to hear anybody say nothing crazy about my boy, Brandon Graham. I was about to call him Reggie White. I looked at the 92. I got confused. So then we got that going on. And then not to mention, we have Nolan Smith coming up in the ranks, edge rusher. Who knows where we're going to put him, but he definitely needs playing time next season. I don't give a damn what the flock anyone's saying out there. I believe he's taking care of his shoulder problem. Whenever he's out there, whenever he's out there on the field, he pops. You know, you see him moving, he's active. Got to get him out there. Made a few boneheaded mistakes, you know, early, young, youth things. You know, these things are going to happen. Regardless of what, he needs to get on the field. So that's 4 guys right there. Then we're talking Haason Reddick. I don't give a damn. Because as far as, I mean, Joshua could possibly be, you know, on the way out. And then if this is much like I heard Bill Colorado say, we re-sign him right now, re-sign him right now, extend his contract for the next 3 years, whatever we may do. He's no longer on a proven deal. He'll be more than happy to work in a rotation. However, if we have 2 guys on the defensive line that are on a proven deal, and then we have these other 3 guys that we need to get playing time, not to mention the guy that we just paid $51 million. Well, we're going to pay, whatever the case may be, signed to a $51 million contract. That dude's we're gonna want that guy to be out there too a little bit, just a little bit, just a little bit. You know what I'm saying? It's crazy. So yeah, there's a lot of things, and I feel like it would be not so much a monumental disaster as much, you know, it's one of those wants, not so much a need. It's a heart thing, you know. This is where our heart is. This is the guy that we want as Eagles fans. Like Haason Reddick was the heartbeat of the defense 2 years ago, amongst many other heartbeats. Don't get it twisted. I just mean like it was the straw that stirred the drink. The pressure that he was putting on 2 years ago in our Super Bowl run. I mean, what more can? This is what we do. Getting after the quarterback gets you to the Super Bowl, at least in my estimation, amongst other things. But that's up there at the top of them as far as what's going to get you over to the top of the mountain. We're trying to knock down that mountain, but that's a whole different story. However, Haason Reddick, I believe, with that money that we have, I mean, it may behoove us to let a lot of it roll over instead of just spend. Just because you got it don't mean you have to spend it. This money does roll over. It's not like your PTO days if you have a job much like mine, PTO days at the end of the year, you lose them, you use them or you lose them. Like, nah, this doesn't work like that. This money can roll over into the next season and you could use it for other things. Or not to mention, you know, this is just the beginning. Like you hear a lot of people saying, this is just the beginning of the free agency period. A lot of people, we see it fit. Like I said, usually, this is my line right here. I say this all the time. Usually we're not with the fast and furious, all this early stuff. You know, we do a few things here and there. It's usually with the late and luxurious is when HOWiE stuns the rest of the league. So, you know, so there's still money to hold on for that. But it's going to be a lot of bucks. Just to Maniac Monday. We want to hold on to Haason Reddick. Basically, at the end of the day is the bottom line. And I believe with the money that we have left over, $39 million in salary cap space, I believe there's enough in there to extend Devontae Smith and also extend Haason Reddick. And then do what else after that? Dude, like I said, we signed C.J. Gardner-Johnson, Saquon Barkley, Devin White, Bourne, Hennessy, Pickett just came through. Who am I missing? Restructured Sweat, which saved us money. So many moves have been made already, and we still have 39 million left in cap space for in the league, dude. But there's nothing that HOWiE can't do, bro. And I found the dude's name that I was talking about the other day, but I lost it. It's on the bad phone. I believe his name is Peter Rosenberg, HOWiE's capologist. The guy that's really the dude, like, I'm not trying to play HOWiE busting the stupid dope moves, but the dude Peter Rosenberg is the odds, man. He's the dude behind the curtain making these things happen. Like what they do with this money as far as this Eagles organization is just phenomenal to me. A beautiful thing to behold, right? So then the next order of business I wanted to get into was Kenny Pickett, man. Welcome home, Kenny Pickett. It's just... I was unaware that he was an Eagles fan coming up as a kid. So it's just beautiful when we bring dudes like that over here. That's dope. He's a lot of people asking a question like, did he not want to engage in a quarterback battle? Did he not want to compete over there in Pittsburgh? The word around town is that that is the case. So you hear a lot of these guys on ESPN saying, like, why would you want this guy? If you're not up for competition, then get the flock up out of here. I think it's more along the lines of I believe there was a tweet that he liked the other day, and it was saying something as far as something pertaining to basically if Pickett just feels that he can't trust management, he can't trust the administration, he can't trust the coaching staff. He was told one day that, it would be a competition between him and Russell Wilson over the starting job and Then the next day he comes to the office and like, there's a change to that, y'all. You're definitely the backup. It'll still be kind of a, but Russell Wilson is going to get the first chance at it. And I understand some people may be like, bro, like, okay, that's not that much difference than the day before. Like, you're in competition. You're just a little bit, you're already starting the competition from on an incline from behind. He's ahead. You're like 10 steps back of the starting line. So he's like, what the flock is y'all doing? And much like a lot of people may be like, dude, that's like, why is he bugging? That's not that crazy anyway. Cool. Russell Wilson has a bit more cachet in the league and but then you have to look a little deeper into the story, a little bit more behind the scenes and look at what's happened over the last few years with him. I mean, damn near, he had to go, his whole first year with Matt Canada, half a damn OC, you know what I mean? I hate to bring anybody, but it sucks that you got to put somebody down and raise somebody up, but I'm just trying to lay out the picture for you. So he's going through all the issues that he's going through with Matt Canada and the offense and the lack of offense that the Pittsburgh Steelers had. Then you're getting hurt and they're putting this guy in and this guy's back in. And then you're back this far. Now you're the third string. And now, okay, no, you're the first string. No matter of fact, you're tied with the first string. No matter of fact, you're behind the first string. So do you understand? It lends to a lot of chaos and too much cacophony around the man's head. He said basically in the press conference he was just saying, he said he just felt it was the right time, needed to change a pace, a change of place, whatever the case may be. And can't knock the man for doing what he's doing. He's over here. He's with us. And that's it. That's the end of the story. That's how it goes. This is where it's going to be until we see something different from the young man. I'm not going to judge him off of the past. We can only see what is going forward, at least in my estimation. I don't think that he was given, we'll see, a fair shake is so hard to say, man, because a lot of these guys get put in certain positions and they don't succeed or they do succeed under worse conditions. He just felt it was time for him to get the flock up out of there. And I guess, to our benefit, we now have a backup quarterback who has, 24 starts in the NFL. I believe he's gone 14-10 over those 24 starts. So we got a guy, and we have a guy that wants to be here. That's the bottom line. And the next question I pose to you, like I said, we're going to get into a little bit of Fields, whatever, Justin Fields. I'm tripping over here. Justin Fields, a lot of people are asking the question, well, if Justin Fields was able to be gotten by the Steelers for such a low amount, why did we not go after Justin Fields? Why not Justin Fields? Well, the main, at least I think the main answer is, no, that can't be the main answer. But just something on the peripheral is what is being said right now. He requested the Steelers. Not to say that, it was a choice between us and them, but he wanted the Steelers. And not to say that Chicago was indebted to them, like they had to do what he said, because I'm pretty sure if there was a better deal on the table, maybe something not so much complimentary, like if it was close to it, then boom, we're going to let the kid do what he wanted to do. But if there was a team out there offering second and first round picks for him, I believe he would be in that place. Do not get it twisted. At the end of the day, there's still a business. However, there are three main reasons, at least in my estimation, why we have Pickett over Fields. And believe you me, at the end of the day, it has nothing to do with who's better or who's worse. Like, I'm hearing like craziness out there, like freaking Pickett is better than, it's actually what Bill Colorado was saying, like, yo, Pickett is better. And no, not so much he's better, just saying Fields sucks. And we're going to get into that in a second. Like, for a second I was riding with him, but then you had to look at the numbers like, yo, even though these are some LeBron stats that I'm about to pop up, regardless of what, there were really three main reasons that he ended up with the Eagles. Number one, we get more control. At the end of the day, the Eagles are getting 2 seasons of Pickett compared to 1 season of Fields, ignoring the 5th-year option that will come into play for the former first-round picks. Fields was a first-round pick in 2021, so the Eagles would had to make a decision of his 5th-year option for May 2025. His 5th-year option for 2025 by May 2nd. 2 years. So basically, we would only have had control of him for 1 year. That 1 year, at which point we would have been giving him, I believe, if we're looking at the money disparity, I believe for the next 2 years, Pickett is going to cost us, $4.62 million, whereas just for the 1 year, Fields would have cost us $3.23. Whereas the next year, it would have ballooned up to $25 million, at which point we also have Jalen Hurts under the cap for $24 million. So that would have been $50 million in the quarterback room for the backup and the starter. However, we do see teams that are paying both their guys that same amount. I just don't think it was the right move for us to make, because that money can be allocated in other areas, other holes that the team may need to fill. Whereas because we structured Jalen's contract in such a way to help us, not to deter us. So having 2 quarterbacks, having all that money in one room where we could have this, now instead of $50 million, it's going to be $27 million in the quarterback room, another $23 million left over to spend on other things. So those are basically 2 reasons. We have more team control and the cost. So those are the 2 reasons. And the main reason, not the main reason, the third reason is that this dude, HOWiE, has had his eye on this dude for years. Even when Hurts was the starting quarterback in 2021, the Eagles general manager was evaluating Pickett throughout his senior season. Roseman was scouting Pickett in a Thursday night ACC game during that 2021 season and continued to evaluate him at the Senior Bowl. So these were things that were already in play prior to even thinking about Fields. Or just they work in concert with Fields not being here and why Pickett is here. And I just believe it was the right move for our team. Fields is a great player, though. I don't want to be that guy sitting here saying that Fields is not a good football player, because when you look at this, everyone's coming out here saying, yo, Fields just sucks. He's not a great player. Much like I said, you see it at the end of the season more often than not. The beginning of his seasons always seem to start off a bit shaky, a bit rocky. Then towards the end of the season, you see he's this fantasy football god. The numbers are going through the roof. He's playing his ass off. He's playing out of this world, right? But, just that inconsistency is something that will give you cause for pause. However, in a backup quarterback capacity, I would not mind having the kid. Just it doesn't really work out as far as the money goes for us. But for those people, for those naysayers out there, these numbers are crazy, bro. You've got I just saw this on what's that show? The dude, the kicker, the punter, the Pat McAfee show, right? So his numbers are comparable to Lamar Jackson's over the last 20 games. You got Lamar Jackson with 663 dropbacks, Fields with 668. The completion percentage for Lamar Jackson is 66, Justin Fields 62, the yards per attempt 7.8 Lamar, 6.8 Justin, touchdowns and interception 26-8, Justin Fields 26-14. He's got a few more interceptions, 6 more interceptions, bit cause for pause, but I mean not that far off. And this is what we're talking about, a 2-time MVP right here that we're comparing this kid's numbers to. Rush yards, Lamar Jackson 1,032 to Justin Fields with 1,376. It's about 4 more football fields on him. Rushing TDs, Lamar Jackson 6, Justin Fields 9. These are just some crazy numbers. I understand the sample size is weird, the 20 games and all that. 20 games, probably dismissing a lot of flockery that Justin Fields may have engaged in prior to that 20 games, but we're talking about the last 20 games, looking at the progression of the kid. And it was just, I'm just a myth because initially I'm just thinking, when I saw this happen, I said I had so many questions. I had to bring that for this therapy session. I had to bring this to the flock. Like, I don't, and that's flock with a PH for y'all that don't know, man. And not that other side. Get the flock out of here. So I just had so many questions as to why is this kid not, what is going on? How did they get him for a 6th round pick in 2025? This is just wild to me. Like, it baffles me to no end, but I guess the rest of the league saw something. But no, I'm bugging. I know exactly what the league saw. This is much like I saw, I don't know if y'all know, don't tell nobody out there, I'm a Knicks fan. Much like I saw with Carmelo when Carmelo was up for free agency. Nobody was snatching for him because they knew they could have got him later on. No. But instead of trading for him, you knew that you could get him in free agency, so why trade for him? The Knicks went and traded the farm for this guy, got rid of damn near the whole damn team for this guy when they could have just got him the next year. This is where he wanted to be. What the flock is they doing? So, much like this, Justin Fields is up for free agency next season, so why was anybody going to give up anything crazy for him when at which point you had to make an evaluation on him, go and pay the kid by May 2nd, otherwise you're getting nothing for him. He's going to free agency scot-free. So basically, at the end of the day, that is the bottom line. Why the market for him dried up so much, I don't know why it's taking everyone out there so long to figure it out, because I just figured it out right now. Right here, y'all saw it live in real time. This is crazy. People are stupid. The flock is wrong with these people. But, I mean, I imagine there are other things that have to do with that and other things that are in conjunction with that. But right there, as far as I see it, I believe that's the main thing. But the main thing is the main thing, because we rocking up White today. Because Devin White, I don't know, man. I know a lot of people are not excited about this acquisition. I am still, like, just going through the numbers, because everything he's such a polarizing player, bro. You don't see anybody, like, in the middle, like, just like, yeah, he's a good guy. We're going to rock with this. Either people love him or they hate him. And it's wild to me. And I'm just looking at it like, this dude is a player, much like the article about, what was this? The Eagles? Chris McPherson of the Eagles, right? Eagles.com, I guess you would call it. Eagles agree to term. Like, the article is so great. And then you see so many of the things that he's good for. I left Mega Maniac asking me, yo, Dad, what the flock? Like, 1 year? What are we doing? I'm like, this is like really a prove it or move it type season for him, because albeit all these stunning things that this article has to say about him, there are still some negatives, some things that he has to iron out as a player, and we'll see if he can do it for the Eagles, with the Eagles, for the Eagles, forever. Who knows, right? Whatever the case may be, man. The dude runs a 4.42. You understand what I'm saying? Then he had this crazy, and he's excited. I'm a damn Eagle. He seems hyped about that. White, this is the one that jumped out at me. White is the lone NFL player since 2012 to amass at least 100 tackles and 9 sacks in the season when he did so in that 2020 Super Bowl run. In 2021, White hoarded 18 total tackles and 2 sacks in the game against Washington. That's nothing. That's not really the one that I was talking about. We've got the one where he's up there with Brian Urlacher as like the only guy to do something in the first 5 years. Yeah, since entering the league in 2019, White is first among all NFL inside linebackers with 64 quarterback hits, second in sacks with 23, and tied for second with 9 fumble recoveries. Like, this dude is just all over the place. Like, and this is much like I heard a lot of Tampa Bay fans say, like, with all this greatness, for every great play he give you about 5 games of duds, which initially I took as Bible, right? Then you got to understand this is a mad fan base upset with him over a few things that he's done. So it's a bit hyperbolic to say, 1 great play, 5 bad games. Like, I was taking it as like literal. So, but I got to imagine a former fan of this guy is going to be a bit upset losing him. And so you're going to say things, much like our boy Chauncey Gardner said, you know what I mean? When you mean people, when you say mean things, you don't say the things you mean. You get the fuck I'm saying. So anyway, the 5th overall pick in 2019 NFL draft out of LSU went. White spent the first 5 seasons of career at Tampa Bay Buccaneers, where he became just one of 2 players alongside Pro Football Hall of Famer Brian Urlacher to accumulate at least 500 tackles, 20 sacks, and 10 takeaways in his first NFL seasons dating back to 2000. Bro, that's not, if there's anything that we needed last season, like, I'm not going to sit here and like everyone else and poo-poo Morrow and Cunningham. They did a serviceable job. But we saw so many plays left on that field. 1 game, not going to lie. Morrow went the flock off. I believe there was even 1 game where Cunningham went a little wild also. 2 games. Wait, this guy is a playmaking machine. We're not going to see no more of those balls flying in the air. Ball is coming straight to these beautiful, soft hands that turn into bricks and just bounce the ball right out of your flocking hands. Like, it was annoying to no end last season. So many plays were left on the field. And with a guy like this, in concert with a guy like CJ, GJ, ball hawks all over the field, bro, I can't see. Cannot see. Whoa, we going crazy over here. I just can't see us not getting more turnovers next season. Not to mention with Bradbury playing in position for a whole season back to where he was, like, I know a lot of people soured on him, but I know a lot of people also excited to see him in a Fangio system. And I don't want to make it seem like Fangio is the savior for everything and all is good once he's here now, because these players have to perform and these coaches have to perform correctly. But all things go according to plan. This defense, we could be on track for some beautiful things in 2024, man. So I say all that to say this. I'm going to let y'all go now because I was definitely long-winded on a Maniac Monday. So many things that I wanted to get into. Please excuse the side and all that. We're going to work on this in the days going forward, man. But thanks for flocking up. You already know how I like to do around this time, man. Come on, man. Till the next time, make it your best time. In the meantime, between time, keep it a great time. You know what I like to do around this time, about this time, at this time. It's always Eagles o'clock around here. Open your eagle eye, poke your beak in, give it an eagle screech. Ah! And tell me what time it is, what you want to do. When Eagle Mania swoops down and runs wild on you. Say it with me one time. EAGLES, Eagles. Let's flock and go, man. Good things to come, y'all, man. Let's get the flock up out of here.